Today's topic is: does Freeman have free will? We do not know if Freeman has free will, or if he has not, or has it. We have to figure out this. We have to figure out what we can't. Caro, we can't even start still. Please tell me it is year 2008 and Full Wife Consequences was just released. Caro, it is 2008. And YouTube is a better place where you can do whatever you want and say whatever you want in the freedom of your expression. There are incredibly beautiful games out there, and we are just expecting Half-Life 2 Episode 3. It's in the magazines, it's in the news, and we are just expecting it, and we will know it is happening. We are back in time and the freedom of the internet. We are in the Wild West of the internet, and everything is free, everything is unregulated. It is freedom that which has never been seen on this earth but back then, and back then is right now. Okay, Caro, Chad, I have to update the numbers. Caro, it's like you bombed me. I got bombed by Mr. Caro. Let's explode. Is Gordon Freeman married? Asks Siri. By what we have seen in his locker inside Black Mesa, we could say that he even has a son. Somehow, though, I have no clue. And that could have been someone else's picture which he was holding hostage so he could get back his money or something in the Black Mesa facility. Maybe it could... Come on, Yoshikage, what you saying? It could be him. Do you have a picture of yourself as a baby in your bloody room? Come on. No. Chat. Does someone in here have a picture of them being a baby in their room, in their locker, on their workplace? So Jeb here gives me a suggestion about the stock picture in the locker room is that this is just the default picture that you get when buying a frame for pictures, and he just never bothered to, you know, remove. I like that. I think it makes sense. He don't have time for that. He must make experimento or try to find a way out of Black Mesa. Does Freeman have a free will? He has a will. No. Okay, chat. Who is Gordon Freeman? You all know Mr. Freeman is just a theoretical physicist, which in practice means he just stays in a room and writes about theory and solves very sophisticated equations. But in his contract, Freeman is unable to kindly leave Black Mesa facility just because of the amount of secrecy he has divulged himself into. Secrecy that the facility has given him upon this level 3 clearance. I think he has level 3 clearance. If somebody says he doesn't, don't say he doesn't! Alright, so he has access to the facility, he's seen stuff, he can't just leave. In Freeman, you fool, we've established that he probably won't leave and that it's gonna be a long time before he gets anywhere with his resignation. Now, Black Mesa facility is known to be a pretty garbage place in regards to safety of the employees working there. We've seen many hazards, lack of railing, radiation, and all kind of garbage flowing through tunnels and sewers and being dumped into the mines upon which it was built inside of. Now, you have the facility, you have Freeman. He's a theoretical physicist, yet he's been given the most ridiculous job in my opinion. When we play Half-Life 1, we have the test chamber. Mr. Freeman is given the task of pushing manually inside the test chamber a cart which holds the damn crystal. In what kind of world are you given the manual labor in a world with robots where you see the bloody robots in beginning of game to push the goddamn cart manually in a radioactive test chamber? And you're a theoretical physicist. Can't they put anyone but you in there? Aren't you more valuable to the facility without a, tumor on your ass cheek? How many tumors on your ass do you want to have in your damn life? You are the brain. They can use a brawn to push cart, but no, they use you. In that case, Freeman, we pose the question, can Freeman say no to this opportunity of getting tumor on his ass cheek? Does he have the free will? Many would say he could just decline. Well, if he had free will, he could just leave the facility. This awful facility with lack of safety, disregarded safety. A facility where Human life is measured in, I don't even know if it's properly measured in anything. Radiation everywhere. There is no safety. Human life is kind of regarded as just a resource in Black Mesa. Because all in all, they're sending people to Zen. They have turrets everywhere. It's dangerous. And then they use highly trained professionals to push a bloody card into a radioactive test chamber. You could say, yes, HEV. Why the theoretical physicist must go into the test chamber, chat? And in this case, we could say he has a choice. But does he really have a choice to choose from, okay, I go to this test chamber, maybe I get a promotion, maybe I get my resignation. Do I decline and I go down in the trash part of the facility where I have to deal with radiation? And who knows what else down there is inside facility? Will I get relocated into even worse parts of the facility? Because level 3 is not exactly the worst part of the facility. And so the test happens. And everything goes to the crapper. Everything turns black. The facility melts away. The facility is destroyed. Gordon Freeman tries to escape, which is like he doesn't have a choice again. He just has to survive. His only choice is to keep going, keep pushing through blood, gore, and all kinds of disgusting sewer filth. He gets somewhere. He's pushed into decisions he doesn't have power over. He can't just say, I don't want to do this anymore. He can't just forfeit the battle. He must go onwards. What's up here? What if the resonance cascade is just another day at Black Mesa? How do we know it isn't? Maybe it happens every weekend. Maybe it's already been happened. Maybe it has already happened. You know, a year ago, half a year ago, 1 week ago. They've already been testing these portal technologies. We've seen in Opposing Force, in Blue Shift. Also in Half-Life 1, we've seen the test laboratories, the experiments of teleportation. The amount of dead people in Zen that have died at the hands of the aliens, of the research teams, all this death. And this is what we see. It's like there is no safety. It's so dangerous as hell. You went there to be a theoretical physicist. You didn't go there to shoot aliens. You didn't go there to go into radioactive test chambers and push carts. You did there to do work that you were trained for, which was work on teleportation and not be a rabbit, a hamster. You're not supposed to be some kind of test subject. You are the subject, the test subjects. But no, they turn you into a guinea pig. Now you're their guinea pig, the Black Mesa guinea pig. Freeman is the guinea pig. He is the test subject. The effects of radiation upon the human body and the betterment of the HEV suit. Oh, sorry, Mr. Freeman, it leaked. You're gonna probably die and there's gonna be a big tumor on your ass cheek, just so you know. Thank you. Here's your check, you know, because you went for all this trouble. We're gonna give you $100 bonus and a free burger at our local cafeteria. They're usually frozen, but don't worry. We will unfreeze it for you and cook it to perfection. Maybe it's frozen for a few decades, but you shouldn't worry for that. Maybe it's even headcrab meat in those burgers. I don't know. Black Mesa's competitor was Aperture, and they were pretty horrible with their staff, so Black Mesa being similar makes sense. Aperture is awful. Like, they were taking people and were testing the gels on them, and these gels were from moon rocks or who knows what. So it was lethal, and they were giving $60 to these people. And suddenly, the boss man, Cave Johnson, dies from the moon rocks. So think about all the test subjects that went through Aperture who are dead. Now think about all the dead staff members who are dead because they put the damn Caroline in the AI, and they dead because of that. It's like Aperture is awful, Black Mesa is awful. They are all testing. Everybody testing. Come right now, everybody, grab together and let's test our employees to death. Let's make tumors grow on top of them. Let's make cancer be the number one casualty in facility. That's how it. That's what happens, chat. That's what happens. And whatever you say can't change my opinion that they couldn't have automated the stupid card that would have been pushed into the resonance, into the machine inside the test chamber. It's impossible. He's a highly trained professional. We've assured the administrator nothing will go wrong. And then the accident happens. And then Freeman has to fight for his life for Black Mesa. He can't exactly escape Black Mesa because he's going to be killed by the government which paid his salary. Then he has to send rockets into space. Then he has to establish connection, reactivate the reactor and teleport himself to Zen so he could stop the invasion. Is it something that he wants to do, chat? Does Gordon Freeman go to Zen because he wants to do that? Is it something that he has been dreaming about as he was sleeping in the Black Mesa dormitories? Or he got pretty much effed up? Do you see correlation with free will here? Him being sent to Zen, and Zen was already kind of destabilized by the previous HEV people that were... people were sent to Zen to fix the problem already. So, in a way, Gordon Freeman was the last piece of the puzzle that broke the camel's back. There's such an idiom anyways. Nihilanth wasn't defeated just because Gordon was overpowered. Things were already set in place for Nihilanth to fall. Gordon Freeman had enough supplies to survive and reach Nihilanth. Gordon Freeman had found enough supplies to defeat Nihilanth. If the people that went to Zen hadn't went to Zen, he wouldn't have enough ammunition, he wouldn't have enough recharges for his suit, and he would have died. There would be more Zen creatures, there would be more controllers, there would be more hostile creatures. So Freeman defeating Nihilanth wasn't something that he did on his own. It was combined effort of whole facility which was sent to stop this contamination. How can Freeman HEV store so many weapons? That's the only question I have for the HEV. Oh, he attaches something to the left. You see, it's on the picture. Where did I put? It's on the picture here. He just put something here, he put something there. And the HEV suit is pretty heavy. He can handle it. Huh? Yeah, Jeb says, hide yourself. Insulting. Wait, where's the big D? I have failed my life. See that? So he just attaches stuff to his arms, to his legs. But when suit power drains, then he falls to floor and he's eaten by cockroaches because he cannot move. Rest in pepperino, Mr. Freeman. Markovas, you stupid monkey! You deserve to be... Freeman defeats Nihilanth with the combined efforts of the facility. And finally, he has the... Oh, he's still screwed up. But he has, in a way, the choice. And yet that choice again is taken away by G-Man, who grabs him. He pretty much snatches him from Zen. And he gives him an offer he can't refuse. Fight me or join me. And Freeman's like, is there really a choice for me? Die or live. And even if he lives, it's not on his own terms. It's on the terms of those who control him, of those who have control over his life, of those who dictate his future. In this case, G-Man's employers. It's not G-Man, it's G-Man's employers. They write down what's going to happen. And now, Freeman again is without choice. He's been put in stasis. He has made the choice. But at the same time, all of the choices he could have ever made were taken from him, from the surroundings of Black Mesa, of Zen, of this new stasis world he was sent into and put in frozen in time. Push forward several years into the future. Earth is taken over by the Combine. They have established the Empire and are draining Earth dry. Citadel has been built. Things are happening. People are being oppressed. Combine is trying to acquisition human race for the Empire. And suddenly, G-Man's employers find new fruit that they could grab from the tree. So they want to destabilize Earth and put all eyes upon that planet. So they can do their plays on the side of the road and do whatever they want to do to destabilize the Union and get power for themselves. That's pretty much the only thing G-Man's employers want to do. And also G-Man's employers could be part of the damn Combine. Alright, so chat, Half-Life 2 starts. Freeman again is taken away from stasis, and he again does not have the choice to walk off and live his own life. He is put into City 17, and what is he supposed to do about that? He's put exactly at the entry of City 17. He's not registered. He doesn't have identification or a number. It is obvious he's gonna go to Nova Prospect. Where else would he go? So in a way, he's put into a position from which he cannot escape. Why wouldn't he be put outside City 17 so he would have the choice to go to City 17 or not, or just live his life? He doesn't have the free will. And then, as he progresses through City 17 and everything goes wrong, by the way, him getting teleported to Breen's office is pretty much, I think, G-Man's doing. Because, come on, the teleporter is experiencing unexpected interference. You what? And that unexpected interference teleports Gordon Freeman into Breen's office. Yeah, it is so lucky. It's like a Lamara programmed teleporter to teleport Freeman into Breen's office. Everybody's pushing the buttons of Freeman doing everything wrong and causing the most chaos on Earth. Causing as much chaos as possible on Earth and destabilizing everything. And it's none of that in Freeman's own volition. Freeman doesn't choose to do this. Everybody else chooses for him. He does not have any kind of saying over his own fate. The only thing he has to say for is to survive, which means kill, which means to kill everything that tries to kill him. That's the only choice he can make. Everything else is made for him. Look at this situation. You are Gordon Freeman, and the only thing you can do is survive. Everything else is already being dictated for you, and you have zero saying to do anything about it. Do you know when Gordon Freeman actually has the freedom to do something which is different than everything he's been doing? When the Vortigons sever the control. When the Vortigons sever the control. When they stop G-Man from being able to dictate Freeman's fate. That is only when Freeman actually has the ability to be free. Freeman has no free will. But you know what? Nobody has free will. Do you think G-Man has free will? Do you think Nihilanth had free will? Anything you do can be predicted. Anything that your reactions can be predicted. Your choices can be predicted. The only way you can be unpredictable is if you become someone else, or if you, on purpose, go against those predictable decisions. I'm going to give you an example. To everybody who's watching, can you right now be able to grab your keyboard and break it in two? And you'd be like, Markovas, are you stupid? Are you stupid? You look stupid. You sound stupid. You want me to break keyboard? How about I break keyboard over your head? I will do that. Listen, you think right now I'd be able to break my keyboard in two? Maybe, if there was a point to it. But if I break it right now, then tomorrow I have to buy another one. So in regards to me trying to, save on finances, I wouldn't do that. If I was very angry, maybe I would break it, but then I would regret it. In regards to free will, my predictable results would be, when I have normal temper and I'm not angry, I will definitely not touch that damn keyboard, because I need it. If I am angry, my predictable result is that I could potentially break the keyboard. And it's this predictability which dictates that free will is an illusion. Because what is free will? If you have free will, then even when you're angry, even if you're calm, you should be able to break the keyboard, because what does it matter? But the only reason you're not going to break it is because you're rational and you understand the consequences of your actions. So those consequences, those concepts that you have in your head, are preventing you from acting. Would I jump from the window right now and fly. I have free will. I should be able to jump from my window and be able to fly. But no, I'm gonna fall down and get wrecked by reality. And my free will of wanting to do whatever I want is dictated by my understanding of reality. So no way in hell would I be able to do what I personally would want. And I will always be able to be predicted. And all my actions would be predictable of what I would do, how would I react. In regards to Freeman and everything that has happened to him, all these circumstances around him predict the outcome of his decisions. In many cases, he is pushed into decisions he has zero control over. His environment and the people who want to put him in those environments. Caro says, I can break keyboard. Caro, the only reason you'd break the keyboard is so you can post it on Discord and prove me wrong. But at the same time, you have not proven me wrong because you have broken your keyboard with the intention of proving me wrong. Is that free will or just predictable result? It's like, see what I'm saying? The predictable result is you want to prove me wrong, which is the predictable result. Game over. What is there else to say? But would you break the keyboard if you didn't want to prove me wrong? Of course not. Why would you do that? Grigory has free will. You know damn well he loves to stay in Ravenholm. Grigory owns Ravenholm. Grigory is the only person, his person, who has his own free will to do as he pleases. His fellow friends and citizens are dead. He will turn them back. He will give them life back again by pushing all those headcrabs to graveyard. And his dead fellow friends will be revived and joined his... Ironic that his name is Freeman, says Baghead. Yeah, it is ironic. Because he's anything but free. He's anything but free. The illusion of free choice. But even G-Man has the illusion of choice. Because who gives G-Man the orders? Does G-Man gives his own orders? Or he listens to the man above? Or the alien above? Even G-Man has no free will. Can he just snap and do whatever he wants? It's as if none of us have this free will that we're talking about. It's not just Freeman. Even the Combine Overlords don't have the free will because they have to abide with the Empire. They can't just start doing whatever they want with the Empire because they'll just get overthrown. The citizens of the Empire will rebel. Those that support those in power will stop supporting them, and this power will cease. But then we'd have full control if we could just change things on a whim. We wouldn't be... If we could just change like this, we wouldn't be grounded to beliefs that are harming us. We wouldn't have the weight around us. We would be able to change for the better. Of course, you could say for the worse, but are we going to be looking at things pessimistic? We're going to look at things with optimism. We just slack our fingers and become better people. That's beautiful. That is a goal that mankind should look forward to. But with our biology, the limitation of our biology, this allows us to do any such feats of progress. And we will be stuck with our mechanism, which dictates surroundings are our will. The surroundings are our own will, and our will be executed through our surroundings. Just like with Freeman, just like with Grigory, just like with our own self. But that should not make us falter forward as we look for the future and try and find the best path for us, since we understand the mechanisms that govern will. Our free will. And if we understand that, all it takes is to change the mindset, change the surroundings, move forward, climbing the highest peaks, and accomplishing the biggest feats. For all we are capable and not incapable. In strength, we look at ourselves and we trust in ourselves. For Freeman trusts in himself, and even through his limited understanding of how he can break away from this vicious cycle, he is given opportunities. He is given the tools to bring salvation to himself and finally find solace from this repetitive cycle of violence, destruction, degradation, apocalyptic calamities, which is similar words, but take it as you will. And as we read in Epistle 3 by Mr. Mark, I think Mark, was it Mark Lidlow? Mark Laidlaw. As he wrote in Epistle 3, Gordon Freeman finally came back to Earth. And this, what was it? This was his final, god damn it. Let me just find the final words, I really like them. Chat, I will give you the last words of Half-Life 2, Episode 3. Let's go. Yours, expect no further correspondence from me regarding these matters. This is my final epistle. Yours in infinite finality, Gordon Freeman, PhD. With that, Freeman finally found his cue. He finally found his exit. He finally found it in himself and surroundings that he could walk away and live his life however he wanted to. Put down the crowbar, and in this decaying world of Earth, which was no longer governed by the Combine, he didn't even know it was governed by anymore. Freeman walked away, and he could actually now call himself free. For he understood that he had given his all, and now it was time for his deserved rest.